Coming up on today's show, we have the latest Seattle Seahawks trade rumors ahead of the NFL trade deadline coming up tomorrow afternoon. Before we get to that, though, if you love your Seattle Seahawks, I want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you never miss a moment of all the latest happenings with your favorite team. We have you covered every single day here on Seahawks Today. And the real ones that are subscribed to the channel, stand up, get loud, get proud in the comments section for me. If you are subscribed to Seahawks Today, type 12 in the comments section, and we're going to give a shout-out to one of the lucky 12s out there. So if you're a subscriber, let me know, and we'll get started with today's show. Happy Halloween, Seahawk fans. Tyler Jones here with you. Happy to have you with us as we are talking trades today on this Victory Monday edition of Seahawks Today. We begin with discussing Jerry Hughes, the edge rusher from the Houston Texans. ESPN's Bill Barnwell has suggested that the Seahawks could potentially trade for Jerry Hughes. Now, think about this. Robert Quinn was traded off this week, and what did I tell you last week about the trade market with the Seahawks and trying to make a move of some sorts? That, hey, this team is in a position to buy, but with cap limitations and such, that you would need to do some bargain shopping, some grocery outlet shopping of some sorts. And Jerry Hughes, I heard it from Bill Barnwell explained, and it goes exactly to what I've been talking about, that Hughes is a less expensive Robert Quinn. So that kind of goes with what we've been saying of the type of players Seattle should be looking for. So let's tell you more about Jerry Hughes, a former first-round pick out of Texas Christian University, and he joined Houston this year after previously playing for the Buffalo Bills and the Indianapolis Colts. And in that stretch, he was one of the longest tenured players for the Buffalo Bills. Was there a very long time, and he was very consistent in Buffalo as well. And to this point in Houston even, since 2014, he's only missed a total of 2 games. That's it. Just 2 games from now all the way back to 2014. So even though he's 33 years old, he has been a guy that has been very reliable, been a steady Eddie type guy. And that's probably his best asset that he brings to the table is his availability, that you can count on him to be available for you and make plays potentially. So we'll tell you more about Jerry Hughes and where he would necessarily fit in to the Seahawks. But before we do, you tell me, would you trade for Jerry Hughes? If you're the Seahawks, would you make a move to bring Hughes to Seattle? If you would, type T for trade. If not, type P for pass. Let me know in the comment section below. T for trade, P for pass. I mean, let's be honest. Hughes is no spring chicken at 33 years of age. But the reliability, the cheaper option out there, it's appealing. And for me, I look at Jerry Hughes, and he would be somebody that would get playing time right away. You look at what the Seahawks bring to the table with their edge rushers and their linebackers right now. Uchenna Nwosu had a very good game on Sunday in the win against the New York Giants, and we've seen some injuries to these positions as well throughout the year. As you're talking about right now, Darrell Taylor, could not give it a full go yesterday, and Shelby Harris and some of these other guys here to have another piece to rotate in wouldn't be a bad thing at all. And I loved what I saw from Brucey yesterday as well, him coming in and playing there with Uchenna Nwosu and company. But just another piece. Look at what Jerry Hughes has done over the last few years. 12 tackles so far this year, 3 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, and 1 forced fumble already this year. He is off to a very good start to 2022. 2021, he had 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. 2020 had 29 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. And so the numbers are not earth-shattering by any means from Jerry Hughes, but you could count on him that he'll be available, that he'll be out there. And where the Seahawks are at, you want to be taking on a huge contract, and the draft capital would not be that much. The Texans are a team that it's wholesale right now. It's a team that is looking to get rid of a lot and set themselves up for the draft here. Jerry Hughes, if the Seahawks are looking at, okay, what do we need to do to be a contender and make sure you get to the playoffs beyond just the fact that they're sitting atop the division right now, that could be a move that makes sense to bring in Jerry Hughes because of the logistics around it, where it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to bring in a guy like that of his caliber personally. So with that, that's Jerry Hughes. Do you like the idea of Jerry Hughes? What about another player? There's somebody that comes to mind that Seattle should consider trading for before the trade deadline coming up tomorrow. Let me know. Name a player or two in the comments section that comes to mind of who Seattle should consider to bring to this team with the trade deadline coming up tomorrow. Name a player or two in the comments section who comes to mind of who Seattle should look at. Today's show is presented by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, use the promo code Seahawks125. You get a 125% deposit bonus. And because it is Victory Monday, our bosses at Chat Sports have offered a great deal just for Seahawks Today viewers. We want to give you a free jersey. That's right, a free jersey. This is not a joke or anything like that, folks. All you have to do, go to jersey@chatsports.com. Send us an email there for details. And if you place a bet with BetUS, first-time user, sign up and deposit $100. Not only are you going to get the 125% deposit bonus, but if you email us that you start an account and place that bet, then we're going to let you pick out a jersey of your choice. You get to pick out a jersey, so not only do you get free money to spend with BetUS, but you're going to get a Seahawks jersey as well. It's a great deal at chatsports.com/bet, Seahawks125. So if you're wondering, like, hey, there's a lot to take in here, let me make this real simple for you, okay? Let's break this down in the simplest terms. Sign up at BetUS at chatsports.com/bet, deposit $100, use the promo code Seahawks125, and email us that you've done so at jersey@chatsports.com. You do those things, you're getting a jersey. Sign up today. You'll be glad you did. Let's talk about Sidney Jones now. According to Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer, he's reporting that Seattle has explored dealing Sidney Jones. And this has been something that's been talked about for quite some time, as Sidney Jones, his role in the Seahawks defense has just disappeared with the emergence of Tariq Woolens and Kobe Bryant. Those guys have stepped up to the plate. We've seen Sidney Jones deal with some injuries here and there as well this year. And according to Pete Carroll, it's not anything to do with a lack of talent from Sidney Jones. He believes that Sidney Jones could still start for Seattle, that's how good he is. And the way things have worked out with how much Mike Jackson stepped up in the preseason, and you're about to get Trey Brown back from injury as well here, there's just not a place for Sidney Jones right now. And with Trey Brown coming back, with being a young piece and who you liked at the end of last year, at the end of the day, there's just not a spot for Sidney Jones. If he's not traded, he's getting released. So even if you're a big Sidney Jones lover, Sidney Jones fan, the truth of the matter is that Sidney Jones has more than likely played his last game for the Seattle Seahawks at this point. There's not room. There's only 53 spots in a roster. And this is not a knock on Sidney Jones at all, but Seattle's moved on at this point. And if you can get anything for him, even a 7th-round pick at this point in time, that's a win. Okay? I mean, Sidney Jones, I hate it for him that things haven't worked out the way that they should have. But at the end of the day, Seattle finds themselves with a good problem on their hands. It's okay. I mean, and you get anything for him, you'll take that. That's better than just releasing him and getting nothing at all. But at the end of the day, Sidney Jones, his time in Seattle appears to be done. So with that, you've heard me make my case that they should take anything for Sidney Jones because you want to get something for him without giving him up to the free agent market for free. You agree with me, right? I mean, how can you not agree with me? I mean, just simple math here, folks. Should the Seahawks trade Sidney Jones? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Let me know in the comment section. Y for yes, N for no. So, Sidney Jones, the recap on him. He's played just 45 snaps in the first 8 weeks of the NFL season. That's it. We haven't hardly seen him at all. And last year only allowed 2 touchdowns on an 84.3 passer rating. His contract, not a whole lot of money, a 1-year, $3.6 million deal. So if you were to deal him to somebody else, the numbers, it shouldn't be a huge issue trying to take on the contract of Sidney Jones. He should be pretty expendable to send him elsewhere. You look at the Seahawks cornerback room right now. Sidney Jones, Justin Coleman, Artie Burns backing up Jackson, Woolen, and Bryant here. This is a good cornerback room, and they're getting better each and every week. What we saw them do against Daniel Jones and the Giants this past week was incredible. Credit where credit's due. These guys are getting better. Sidney Jones, I hate it for him, but it's a business. It's a business decision. He'll have to move on from him. He'll find somewhere else to go. And Trey Brown, let's see what Trey Brown's got. Let's see what he can do coming off the injury and joining the Seahawks bunch, and if that group can take another step up with Trey Brown joining the fold. As always, you can interact with me on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook as well, at Tyler Jones Live, talking about your Seahawks all the time on those social media platforms. Hope you have a great Halloween. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow as we cover the NFL trade deadline here on Seahawks Today.